Guys, Susie here. I hope you guys are doing well today, and I've got a little bit of a different video for you guys, and I think you're going to enjoy it, especially if you are a houseplant lover like me. So I guess I need to start off by saying I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys don't even know about the fact that I even like plants, or that I've been collecting some house plants here lately. It is one of the things that I started doing when I kind of took a little hiatus from YouTube for a little bit, and I've been collecting some plants. There's a few YouTube channels that I really like to watch regarding house plants, and I mean, we just have some people with green thumbs in my family. My mom loves plants, and she has lots of plants in her house. And my granddad used to have a really great green thumb. He used to love having lots of plants in his apartment that he lived in, and he was really good with plants. And you know, it's just something I've kind of been around my whole life. But honestly, I guess I've kind of had like a love and hate relationship with keeping plants, because I wasn't always very good at keeping plants. I still don't consider myself any kind of expert or anything on plants. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at keeping plants, but I would say I'm still kind of only a beginner at it. But the plants that I have right now are very beginner friendly, and they're plants that honestly just really have been bringing me a lot of joy, and I've really been loving them, and they are just super pretty, super nice to look at, and they make me feel so much more at home. And there's something about plants, I don't know, they're just very, very calming to me. And when I, water them or spend time with them or prune them, I feel really relaxed, and I just honestly love them so much. And so I wanted to share with you guys today my houseplant tour. And it's going to be a small tour because I only have about 5 houseplants right now. And kind of the reason behind that is that it's very hard for me to find plants that work well in my house that I live in right now. So if you guys remember, I used to live in my apartment. I used to film videos in there, and it was pretty much full sun all the time. So I could grow many different kinds of plants in that apartment. I had like a couple plants that I kept in there, and I had a lot of cactuses. And when I ended up moving into my house, a lot of those plants didn't make it because I don't have a full sun house anymore, and I kind of was hoping that maybe they would work in the room that I have my plants in now, but a lot of them just didn't, because this is more of a low light to medium light room. As you can see, it's not very sunny in here. I'm standing near the window, and this is about as much light as comes in here. And so I kind of need low light to medium light plants, and plants that need full sun or high light just aren't going to work very well in this space, unfortunately. So yeah, today I'm going to show you guys a tour of my house plants, and these are the plants that I have in my house right now that are working really well for me. And I consider all these plants beginner plants, and plants that I think pretty much for the most part, pretty much anybody could get started with these plants because they're really easy. They're very forgiving, and I will kind of let you guys know my thoughts and ideas about each of them, and how I'm dealing with them so far. So a little bit different, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I really wanted to share this with you because it's something I've really been loving, and something I really want to continue doing whenever we move again into a different house. Hopefully has a sunroom or a lot more windows, and I can have a different variety of plants other than just low light and medium light plants. But yeah, so let me turn you guys around and show you my house plants. Okay, so starting out, this is my neon pothos plant, and I absolutely love this plant. This is got to be one of my favorite plants that I own. It's just stunning. I love it because I love bright colors, and this one has the most brightest, most yellow green leaves, and they're so shiny and pretty, and I just absolutely love them. I love this plant. I haven't had it that long. I think I went to Lowe's and purchased it with my husband possibly, I think it's probably been about 2 months. So I've only had it about 2 months, and this is about as much growth as it's had so far. It was pretty small when I got it, and it has grown a bit. It's definitely stretching out. These here were definitely not sticking this far out when I got it. It's looking really good, and it's got a lot of new growth, lots of bright new yellow-green leaves. And if you own a Pothos plant, you can always tell when you have some new growth coming in. For example, like here on this one, you can see how it's kind of stemming away from the stem. There's like, looks like there's almost like 2 stems there. That's how you know that's about to be another leaf. So really amazing, super pretty plant. I love the bright color on this. And the really nice thing about Pothos plants is that they are just so forgiving. I mean, yeah, you can overwater them. So if you start noticing, not necessarily this one, because this one is already kind of yellow-green in tint, but you guys will see like my golden Pothos. If you start noticing the yellow kind of leaves like yellowing or browning, you may need to not water them quite as much. That's what happened to me in my plant in the kitchen where I have a golden Pothos, and the leaves were starting to yellow, and I could tell that I was over watering it just a tad. But this one is very forgiving. The color is very vibrant, and you'll kind of notice that the leaves that are not as close to the light will be a little bit of a darker shade than the leaves that are close to the light. And that's natural. That's a normal thing. To make up for the lack of sunlight, the leaves begin to turn a little bit darker in areas that are not facing the sun. But they are just so pretty, very forgiving, very easy to care for. These plants like low light, so you don't have to keep them in a highly lit area. They're perfect for a house kind of like mine, or if you have a house that doesn't get a whole lot of light, these are perfect. They'll grow in a bathroom, an office, a kitchen, pretty much anywhere. But this one is definitely one of my favorites. And I'm also kind of considering getting a marble Queen Anne, I think it's called, or marble Pothos, where it's a variegated white and green leaf. Those are really pretty as well, and I love my golden Pothos, so I'll show you guys that one in the kitchen. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. It's very easy to care for. And this one, along with the marble Pothos, not marble, but my golden Pothos that I have in the kitchen, and this plant down here, and my Peperomia, which I'll be showing you in just a minute, all seem to kind of enjoy getting a good watering and then kind of drying out. They like to kind of dry out in between watering. So I would water it, wait till the soil is pretty dry, and then water it again. I wouldn't overwater them, or else they'll start yellowing, kind of like the one I had in the kitchen kind of started to yellow, and I had to clip those leaves. But this one is one of my absolute favorites. And then this plant right here, I don't even quite know what it's called because my mom gave it to me when I lived in my apartment, and I'm not even sure if it's a Lowlight plant, but it has been growing phenomenally. It's actually been growing in this pot for quite a while now. My mom moved it over into here for me a long time ago, and it actually has 3 sections. It has this section here, it has a section right here, and there's another section way back there, kind of around on the other side. And I don't know why this one just keeps on reproducing and having more and more of these leafy blooms, and it's honestly like it's starting to overcrowd again. So I've separated this one time, and I've given my mom a section of it, and it grew back again. So again, I have 2 sections that are in here, along with an extra 3rd baby section, and it just keeps growing and growing. So I'm gonna have to separate it again. But I do love the way the leaves look. It's really pretty, very easy to care for. This is another one that really likes when it dries out in between waterings. So if you guys know what this plant is called, do let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna try to see if I can look it up online, and if I can find out, I will let you guys know in the comments section. But I've had this since I lived in my apartment. My mom gave it to me when I lived there for Valentine's Day, hence it still has a happy Valentine's Day pic that I've just kind of left in there because it reminds me of that day. And you know, honestly, it's just done really well by me. It keeps on growing, keeps on having baby plants, and I just love it. So I really like this one. I'll try to see if I can find out what it's called, but I do love the leaf variations on it. And then moving on here, this is my variegated teardrop peperomia. And I actually just bought this plant 2 days ago. So I bought it at Home Depot. I ran in there really quick to get some things, and I decided I was going to pick this one up because I just loved the leaves. I love how they have this variegated look to them with different colors. So pretty. Just one of my favorite plants now also. And I can tell that the plant is starting to lean towards the light, so I'm thinking it's really liking where it's at. It likes this spot because it is starting to turn towards the light. Has lots of little baby blooms there. So I think it looks pretty good. And I keep all of my plants in these draining pots, so the water will drain down into the bottom, and it'll kind of pool down here instead of just sitting in the pot. And I really like those pots the best, so I highly recommend those. I wouldn't put it in a pot that does not drain. I have tried that before, and most of the plants that I've had do not like pots like that. They just do not like sitting in the water at the bottom. So I really like a good draining pot. And these are just some I picked up at Home Depot, very inexpensive. You can remove this bottom piece here and just leave it on the plate, and the water will drain down into here, or it'll drain down into this little dish at the bottom. But I just find that those work the best. And I also like to use Miracle-Gro potting soil. It's just the indoor potting soil. But yeah, so this one is my newest baby. Only 2 days here at my house, and I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. I can't wait till it gets bigger. I will show you guys an update on that one. And then this next one here, again, I'm gonna have to look up the technical name for it, but this one is what I call my Christmas cactus. That's what I've heard it called before, and that's what I've always called it. This one has grown quite a bit since I've had it. I've had it about almost a year, and here's a little baby coming out right here, a little baby leaf. Here's another one right here. And this one has these lovely pink blooms, which you can see there's one developing right there. Yeah, so like getting close to fall and Christmas time, this cactus will actually bloom these wonderful, beautiful pink long blooms, and it always seems to grow the most in the fall and the winter. It doesn't seem to grow very much in the spring or summer. It grows a couple new leaves, but it mostly sprouts in the fall and the winter. And here's another leaf. See right on the end of that, there's a little tiny leaf coming out. And unlike other cactuses, you can actually touch this one and it does not hurt because it's super soft, and it just doesn't have those needles on it like a lot of them do. Here's another one. Wow, okay. So lots of little babies on that one, and once this one blooms, I will show you guys kind of a better video of it with the actual blooms. It's so pretty and I love it. It's one of my favorites. I love this one. It makes me happy around the fall and winter. Just seeing it bloom when everything else looks like crap outside, because I absolutely hate the fall and winter. This one actually looks so pretty around that time of year, and it just makes me think of the holidays in a really nice way. So I love this one, and if I find out the technical term for it, I will tell you guys. But I do believe I bought this one at the grocery, at the Myers grocery store, and I've had it for about a year now, and it's doing really well. And then the last one in here is this cactus, and I don't even really know what the full name for this kind of cactus is. It's something I bought at Home Depot a long time ago. I've had it since I lived at my mom's house, and this cactus just been growing. As you can see, it has this little flower, and the flower used to actually be right about here, right on top, and it's shifted over, and this whole long section has grown. And now this one will hurt you if you touch it, so I do not touch this cactus. And I water this one, the Christmas cactus, kind of normally, just like any other plant. I don't overwater it, but I just water it maybe like once every week and a half or so. And then this one here, I only water maybe a couple times a month. I really don't water it very much at all, because cactuses do not do well when you overwater them. So They use as little water as possible, really good for beginners or people who just kind of forget about plants. They are very forgiving about watering. So I absolutely love that one as well, and I've had it for quite a while. So let's move into the kitchen. I'll show you guys my last plant, which is my golden pothos. So this is my last plant, and this is my golden pothos plant. I absolutely love this plant. I have it hanging up here in the corner, and it does really well in this room as there isn't very much light. This is about the only windows I have in here, but it seems to be liking it pretty well, and it's doing pretty well. I've had a lot of growing. This here has really grown down, and this one's grown out. This one here is grown out. It's got some new leaves on it. It does have some new growth coming. There's gonna be a new leaf there. See, I'm kind of looking. I know there's one right there. Oh, there's definitely going to be some here. And back there I've even had some new leaves as well. The difference between this one and the other one is it has this yellow variegation on it. It's so pretty, very similar to the marble pothos, but it has yellow variegation instead of white. And it's doing really well. Now this one I have overwatered, and I noticed that the leaves started turning this awful yellow color, and I clipped those leaves, and I'm going to keep in mind from now on I'm not going to be overwatering, so I'm going to be watering it once the soil feels very dry and kind of dries out in between waterings. That's when I'm going to give it some water, so I'm not going to overwater it anymore, but that's what it looks like. And these little planter hanger things I got off of Amazon. I got a pack of 3 of them for $10, and they work really well. So I've just got it hanging up there. Yeah, so that is my houseplants, and this one is one of my favorites. I do love it very much, and I want to get a marble pothos now as well. I think I may end up hanging it somewhere else in the house, but I just love it. So hope you guys enjoyed this houseplant tour. Do let me know if you have houseplants and what kinds you have and what are your favorites. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys have a great day or night, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.